Welcome back, Panther fans. My name is David Brown, along with Ryan Graham,
Hey y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. Welcome back, guys. How's it going?
Doing well. Doing well.
Excellent. Happy belated Father's Day to you, Ryan.
Oh, appreciate it. Happy belated Father's Day to you, David.
Yeah. Did you guys do anything for Father's Day at all?
We spent the weekend at my grandpa's house in Athens. Pretty
Excellent.
much. My dad was down from Kentucky, so and then my brothers graduated from high school, so that's what we did.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
Yeah.
Good time. Good time. Yeah, we didn't do anything other than stick around the house and grill some steaks, some massive
Oh
steaks.
yeah, I saw those though. They were beautiful.
Yeah, that was my Father's Day gift, was the ability to take some time away from the kids and grill some steaks. So I am not
Some nice
complaining
tomahawks.
whatsoever at all.
Did you finish the steak? That's the question.
Did take 2 sittings, but I did consume the entire thing without giving any to the kids. Kim gave some to the kids. So
What? See, I don't like wasting good food on children.
The second time, with the reheated steak got served.
Okay.
So a portion of it did, at least. So welcome, Max. Welcome, Susan.
Yeah.
Tim, how was your week? Did you get into anything? Do anything?
Some pool time on Sunday. I'll take that any day.
Excellent. Was it?
Yeah.
What's the pool situation like now at the place? Is like, are they like doing? Like my friend up in like East Cobb, it's like reservation only, and you can't bring guests and stuff like that.
No guests, but no reservations. They have, pairs of chairs, and each pair is 6 feet apart. You're not supposed to move them.
Right.
And if you're just one person, you have 2 chairs, which is fine.
How wasted do you get at your pool time? Do you just go out there in the sun, let it beat down on you, and just get smashed? Because that's what I like to do.
It depends on the week. This week was not that way, but yes, in the past, it's been an exciting pool / go downstairs to the pantry in Publix and get more alcohol and beer.
Excellent. Yeah, I feel like pool time is just like pre-gaming or like, practicing for tailgating time, right? Like, see what you can do, how much heat you can take, how much drink you can take. And if you're running out, then that's either means that you're doing a good job or you're a poor planner.
Or both. You never know.
Or both. All right. So, let's kind of get into it. So I was thinking about this today. I went for a walk this morning to kind of clear my head. I don't know. And I talked to a neighbor, and he was like, we're not going to have football. I don't think it's happening. And I just got really irritated. I feel like people are speaking definitively on whether or not college football is happening. And of course, no one knows. And we don't even know if the people in charge have any clue. But I'm just so sick and tired of people being one way or the other. And I admit that I came on here and said it's happening. I get it. But this is a college sports podcast, so I'm allowed to do that. But it just irritates me how many people are so like just adamant, like it's not happening. We're not going to have college football.
I think the thing is that like people should, trust people like you and me and Tim who are actually paying attention to it weekly and talking about it weekly, because we have the incentive to sort of look around and see what different points people are making so that we can like at least make an educated guess,
So says the guy that came on here and said, just to preface, I prepared for this, not at all. I've got no notes. I got no idea.
I mean, so to be clear, I meant I listen to you talk about it every week, and I assume you did all that stuff I said.
I really do the bare bones for this whole thing. Like I just, I do my regular internet browsing, and every once in a while remember or try to write some stuff down. But
Max says it's not happening. I just don't think. I think it is, no matter what.
But why not? That's what I want to know. Why do you think it won't happen?
Yeah, we'll let her answer that. But I think the only thing that is up in the air is whether there's fans or not, or how many fans there are.
And that's my go-to response, is it's going to happen, but we just don't know whether or not there'll be fans or there, and if it'll play like the exact schedule that's currently out there. But Tim, how about you? I mean, like, have you had these conversations with just people at the pool, or all the socializing that you're doing in this pandemic?
Yeah. Actually, the people at the pool do talk to you now, because everyone's like distancing. No one's being able to, like, that is socialization. You get to see other people in this communal area, but you're still distanced from each other. I think, I've heard mixed things. I think overall, I think college football will get it done with or without fans.
Right.
Like, even with all the positives, obviously we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
my
they'll
thing,
work through it.
I think this is a way of like looking at life, not to be some kind of like counselor or anything, but do you want, like, if you're a passionate college football fan, do you want to live the next couple of months just believing that it's not going to happen, meaning you've got another 7 or 8 months of no sports leading into waiting for the next season to start? Like, that's just a lot of pessimism. Like, I would rather believe it's going to happen and then deal with the fallout if it doesn't, or if it's changed or something, than just deal with it being all bummed out that it's not going to be there and talking negatively about every aspect. This day and age, there's too much negativity going on in every aspect of news and entertainment and sports. Let's look for the best and hope it happens. I don't know. That's my soapbox. With that said, there's 74 days until college football returns.
I still just think there's too much money involved. They're just not going to kill. They're not going to get rid of. I mean, and the money is in the TV deal, so it's like, why would they not do it?
Although I did see an article today that said that Tuscaloosa. I mean, and Tuscaloosa is a small town. Outside of the university, there's absolutely nothing in Tuscaloosa, and that the town could lose $2 billion for the year if they don't have home games.
At least 500,000 from our game, right? I mean, they need us to come there.
They get $1.5 million back because Bama wasn't having to pay for it. Maybe Bama could just write them a check to all the bars and everything. I don't know, but
they probably did.
Ryan, how bad are you or do you want sports to come back?
You mean football?
College. I know that college football is really. I know college football and football in general is really your mainstay. So
yeah, no, I mean I always look forward to football season, and it's no different this year than it was any other year. I'm super psyched about like getting the season started and seeing where we can go. And this is where I feel the most good about this program, because traditionally I've had the highest expectations now, right? And then once the season starts, they usually just.
Of course, yeah. I mean, except for last year where we started off beating Tennessee, and then
I know, yeah.
All right, so Tim, how wrong is Ryan for wanting to put all of these young kids into harm's way and subjecting them to a pandemic level virus?
Man, this is getting scientific.
Just so we're clear, the flu is also a pandemic. It has to do with spread, not how deadly it is.
Hey, Ryan, you had your chance to make your statement.
I'm just throwing it out there.
The little yellow box is supposed to be on Tim right now. All right, Tim, go for it. How bad of a human being is Ryan for wanting this?
Not bad. I mean, obviously, scientifically, it doesn't affect younger people as much. They handle it much better. Us older folk, we might handle it as well because we might have some fun underlying conditions that we don't know about. Otherwise, I feel healthy and I feel like I'd be fine if I got it, but it wouldn't be fun. I mean, I've had 2 friends that I know that have gotten it, and they didn't enjoy it by any means.
Do you think
the hospital though? So
do you think maybe the NCAA should grant extra points per game based on how many playing players have
like a handicap in golf?
COVID.
That's absurd. That's absurd because Bama's going to have a bunch of them when we play them. So.
Yeah, well, we actually there's one of the things I put down here. I didn't really have much to talk about it other than the fact that a lot of schools announced a lot of players. I don't think they specified football specifically; just said like athletes. Like Clemson had over 24, or right there at it. Several other schools. I mean, I started writing them down, but then it got pointless because there were so many of them that were announcing it. Southern was one of the schools that announced some athletes with tested positive. I don't see anywhere where any Georgia State players have tested positive for it yet.
I haven't seen that announced anywhere.
At least not published, right?
I feel like Bama, they might just get their kids, they give it to them now so that they don't have it during the season.
Well, they learned that from us. We gave them that idea several weeks ago.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I would feel like that a university in an urban area like Atlanta would be a place where it's most likely that you're going to have kids contracting the virus, and these rural like Nowheresville school like college towns would be the less likely case because there's nothing out there. There's less people going there. But it seems to be
Apparently not.
well, but then again, so I was writing this stuff down again. I mean, those small areas really haven't been very like proactive on preventing the spread. Like those are the places that are not wearing the masks or still going out and still keeping things open, still socializing. So
people in rural Georgia do not care. I'll tell you that. It is just a different world when you get out of Atlanta.
yeah, I feel like people OTP don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I went to my, I told you guys I went to my kid brother's graduation. It's in Oglethorpe County, so it's pretty far out there. And they had on the invite masks. I thought they said they were required, and then I think on the invite it actually said suggested. And then when we got there, there were like 2 people with masks, like in the whole place. I was like, all right, well, I guess this is what we're doing.
So I'm that jerk. I've not put on a mask other than when my wife made one. I tried it on and let her know if it fit or not. But I've not worn a mask during this whole thing, going out to get food and stuff. So I'm the bad guy. I get it. I acknowledge it. That's fine.
I do it for other people. It's a total respect thing. I don't actually think it does anything. So I mean,
well, that's the problem. I think
on it. So
I said this before is like the worst thing they could have done is they said that wearing a mask protects you from other people or other people from you.
Right.
Like, I don't care about other people. That's fine. So I was at the grocery store today picking up some stuff, and it was funny. I walked past this one woman and she had on her mask, and I'm walking. As I walk up the aisle, there's another guy coming towards me, and he has his mask hanging on like on his left ear, and like but not on, and he sees me, no mask, the heathen, the horrible human being that I am, and he pulls it up over his ear. But I just had a feeling about this guy. Just something rubbed me a certain way about this guy. And as I walked past him, once I got a couple of steps back, I look over and he pulls the other side down. So like he just wanted to wear the mask past me, but there's that other woman still standing there and she has her mask. So I guess he was kind of like, as long as she's not affecting me, I don't care if I'm affecting her whatsoever at all. He just didn't want to be associated with me. So
yeah, that's weird. I thought you were going to tell me he like cleared his throat really loudly at you or something,
Oh, that's like a hate crime or something. Couldn't we get the feds in to arrest me if that happened?
Bring that up today.
I can say that OTP softball people don't care.
OTP
no masks. OTP softball, traveling softball people that are playing now, they definitely don't care.
ITP soccer people don't care. The park by me, I've driven by a couple of times, and there's people out there playing. Welcome Jody and Ryan for other Ryan to the thing as well. But yeah, there's people that I see out there playing all the time, which is fine. I'm fine with that. It doesn't bother me, but I don't want to get into all that too much. But I guess the point about it is, there's 130 FBS programs. There's all the FCS schools. There's the other sports. There's going to be a lot of kids testing positive. So it's not really news when 23 kids from Clemson test positive. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, everyone needs to just get comfortable being uncomfortable about people testing positive for COVID-19. It's going to happen. Right?
You read the same article I read about something.
I did.
A quote that I have in here. Yeah, there was an ESPN article that came out, I think it was shortly after we recorded last week, at this new pessimism on whether or not the season's going to start. And this was from a coaches and athletic directors, related some quotes. And it was an FCS coach that said people need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So
I guess where I'm coming from is MLS, right? Like they've already had players test positive. Do you really think when you bring a bunch of, teenage kids back, they're not going to get positive too? I mean, of course. Anytime you are with groups of people, you will have some kind of positivity rate. Even kids traveling softball, parents, the kids, it'll happen, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's when you congregate with people, the chances go up that you're going to, test positive.
What is the level of uncomfortability we should be prepared for? How much should we take for it? Should it be, I don't even know, like keeping these kids in this small groups up until game day that, never really associate with each other? Should it be like, the full lockdown of fans and other people getting into this? How uncomfortable are things going to be? How many people are going to test positive for this that we may or may not even let play the game? Like, how uncomfortable should we get?
I mean, I think probably 50% of the team will eventually contract COVID over time.
And the other
you'll
half,
probably have you'll have mini events where you have pods of people like Clemson, the 23 players. Well, okay, 23 of their, scholarship players have now contracted it. The next set will come through in a month, couple of weeks.
are we going to get some Ironman football is that what called Ironman football? Where they play both sides of the ball. So we get the offense and the defense playing, or the same players playing on both sides. Like, all right, so we're going to quarantine the defense the next 2 weeks. So offense, you got to play both sides of the ball.
I'm telling you, we just need to infect everyone with COVID right now. Let them get over it, and then we're done.
Yeah,
we'll beat everybody.
It's a chicken pox party. Get all the kids together.
That's right. It's a very common thing. You act like I'm an evil guy, but like this is what people used to do.
I mean, it could be a huge rager too. Like, and relax the drinking age for 2 weeks.
Everybody just makes out with each other.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, Ryan. I'm all on board for that one.
But overall, would you wear a mask to go to Georgia State football this fall?
No, and if they require it, I'm not sure.
It's required.
If it's required, I'd do it.
I'd do it.
Well, here's my trick for it. If it's required, I will wear that mask, and then I will drink consistently throughout the full 4 hours of that game. I'll just pee right there in my seat, so I don't have to get up, and there will be never reason for me to wear a mask.
You'll never put your beard down. You just keep it up all game.
Exactly. Just on your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, was it
my beer is my mask.
Yeah, like the XFL had that like a beer cup snake thing, the empties that were going up rows, aisles and aisles of seats. I just need that with actual like beer cans, just like piled on, so I can just keep drinking the entire time. That sounds safe. No, I mean, no, seriously. Georgia State requires a mask. I guess I'll go wear a mask. My wife makes me a Georgia State mask, and I wear it. So
I have a blue mask already. People know me well enough. That's what I ended up getting.
I have a hard time communicating with people that are wearing masks. I don't know if my hearing's just bad or I really rely on that visualization of their lips and stuff.
I think that happens to all of us. Yeah, because you've just gotten used to like also looking at the like signals of people's mouths, and that like gives off a little something else. And then like in the South, we like walk by people, we smile, we wave. Like you don't get that smile anymore. I mean, you might. You don't know.
I've been doing the Statesboro smile when I walk past people. Like I smile without opening my mouth, so they can't see my either meth out mouth or my just lack of teeth from poor hygiene of being a South Georgia piece of garbage.
Wow.
All right.
Jesus. All right. I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing else to add to that, man. You handled it.
Oh, I do what I can.
So you begrudgingly wear a mask is what you're saying.
I would do it, but I mean, I'm going to drink and eat during the game, and I'm not going to wear a mask while I'm drinking and eating, or I'll be that guy by the end of the game that it's like the entire mask is just like covered in beer because I've been like just pouring it, like the drunk kids at their Halloween parties where they wear their Deadpool costume but don't want to take off the mask to drink, and they just like splash the beer all over themselves.
You can just Does that happen? I've not seen that.
I don't know. I haven't gone to a Halloween party with college kids since Deadpool's been popular. So.
No, but I mean like Dragon Con.
Yeah, I'm not looking at the Deadpools.
Fair. All right. Ryan also said you with the urinary catheter.
Yeah. Well, no, I just said I'd pee all over the floor.
He just pee right all over himself or all the seats. Yeah.
Exactly.
I believe it.
Exactly. So no worries there. We got a little off my track of things here.
We knew it would happen. You gave me the list, and I was like, man, that sounds like enough. And you were like, I don't know how long we'll talk about each thing. Like, we'll figure it out.
Well,
we got no problems.
Well, one of the that same article, the ESPN article, when the athletic director said that he's less convinced this week that games are going to happen than he was a week or two ago. Tim, do you feel any better? And I know I just talked about how I don't want people to say we're definitely having a, like, has the climate changed so much that you feel any less chance of everything getting started?
No, I think it's just people are reacting to the positives of players and freaking out that, oh my God, people are going to test positive and we can't play football.
And people want to be negative. People want to be negative about the whole thing. It's so much more fun to talk about how it's not going to happen versus it happening. And I'm like, talking about it happening is be so much more fun because then we can talk about urinary catheters and everything.
Well, we can actually talk about football, you know? I mean,
Oh yeah, we could talk about football too. That'd be great as well. That'd be fun.
You don't have any of that on your schedule though, on your agenda, do you? Any football?
Nah.
This is it, man. No, I wanted to mention one thing. Talk about everything coming back was some big news came out today. We knew it was coming, but Major League Baseball is back. We have a plan. Players
That
report.
was like weeks ago.
No, well, it was owners putting a plan out there and players unions voting it down,
Got it.
and owners going back to trying to get some. But I guess I didn't look into all the details of how we got to where we are. But finally, the commissioner said, "This is what we're doing. There's going to be 60 games. Spring training starts July 1st, and I think it's July 24th that games start getting played." And I did not see the details. I'm assuming things are going to be played in home stadiums, but maybe it's at practice facilities in Florida and everything. I don't know.
I'm excited about fewer games. I'll pay attention. I feel like I want to pay attention. I want to make this a success so it happens again.
Well, the thing that they're talking about doing, and I don't know if this is still happening, but one of the plans they had was because they were talking about playing cross league games, interleague games for like the regular season, that they were going to institute designated hitter through all of baseball this season. Like every game will have a designated hitter. Tim, Ryan, I know you're not a huge baseball fan. So Tim, I know you're not a huge baseball fan, but Ryan, so
I hate designated hitter. Get rid of it.
I agree. Eliminate the whole thing. You know, make
So
those,
dumb.
make those
to be clear,
pitchers hit a damn ball. You know?
Yes.
That's somebody else gets to hit it, and then you get to get on base.
No, you don't get it. No, the hitter actually runs the base and everything.
Oh, so you're not very good at hitting at all or running, and so they're like, well, we'll just put a designated one in there.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
and you can
Now,
only
if
do
they,
one
now,
of
if they
those
wanted,
per team, or
yeah, well, it's one position. It's the pitcher's position.
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right.
No. If they want to go like the whole like ghost man type, not ghost man, but like the pinch hitter type idea that Ryan has. So if we can actually have a hitter get up to base and that pansy pitcher stand next to him and run once the ball is hit, yes, I'd be all for that.
That'd be hilarious.
Like let this guy see, like, you know, let us all see this guy is too scared to hit a ball, you know?
Well, I would maybe not set him up next to him, but like if you get a single, then the pitcher has to be on first base.
No, he's standing there right next to the ump. And
All right. Well,
he
that's
just-
what I had imagined, but you know, I like your version too. It works.
That's a way better way of doing it. You know, because the whole designated hitter thing, it doesn't teach kids good morals and values. You know, it's like if you're going to be able to dish it, if you're going to be able to pitch the ball, if you're going to be able to dish it, you should be able to take it. You should be able to hit a ball.
But like
you know?
in like football, right? Like you have a quarterback, but like they're not forced to play defense, and you have like a linebacker, and they're not forced to play offense.
Yeah, but we have a lot of quarterbacks that end up catching a ball and running in for a touchdown.
We don't have a lot
Tom
of
Brady,
those.
but
We do not have a lot of those. That
It
barely
happens.
happens ever.
no, but you have those kind of things. But football's already
Still the
different.
same side of the ball, right? Like so, it's an offensive player that's playing defense, or a defensive player who's playing offense, because pitcher is a defensive position.
Well, football's already different because you have an established offense, defense, and special teams. Whereas baseball, the same 9 guys that go out there to field a ball have to go up to the base or the plate and hit a ball. So it's a different thing. It's like saying in college or in basketball in general that whenever you're on one end of the court trying to shoot the ball and they miss it, the one guy has to like run to the bench really quickly and the other guy has to jump up to play defense. Like it's totally stupid.
Well, there's a reason I didn't pick basketball as my counter argument. So
yeah, well, you could have done like hockey because those guys switch out all the freaking time. So
well, that's because they're all getting kicked out of the game for 15 minutes at a time or whatever.
Because ice skating is hard.
It's very difficult.
I think those figure skaters actually stay on the ice longer than an NHL hockey player does.
Wow.
I have no idea. I made that up.
I've never
I have
heard
no idea
anyone
about
make
that
the
whatsoever.
argument about like hockey players not like being, I don't know.
I mean, they're not athletes at all. They're just like boxers.
Yeah, there's where I was going.
They're boxers.
Thank you for picking up what I was putting down.
They're boxers on skates is all they are. So
boxers on rails.
And boxers, what are they?
Well, boxing's fun if like you watch the highlight reels.
Yeah.
But boxing, like watching like a long drawn out fight, that's just yeah. And then the mixed martial arts is even worse.
It's very homoerotic. The mixed martial arts, boxing is not so much, but like mixed martial arts definitely is. And it's like they grapple a whole bunch until somebody gets like one good hit, and then it's done. And you're like, what did I just watch? Why was that exciting?
I had an old roommate back when MMA was it was bigger, I guess. It had gotten big, but it still wasn't like, I mean, it's mainstream now, I would say, but it wasn't mainstream back then. But he would, so this is how long ago, he would rent the Blockbuster DVDs of like the best knockouts or best fights, whatever. And so I would watch those with him, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. These are guys going toe to toe, just like slugging each other out or kicking each other. I mean, this is brutal. This is awesome. This is like the last 30 minutes of every Rocky movie. I love it. And then, so he's like, all right, there's a fight this week. You can go to this bar and watch it. I'm like, yeah, I'm into this. And yeah, it was just a bunch of guys a bunch of sweaty guys laying on the ground, like, hugging each other, which I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, that's not bad if you're into it, but that's not what I was going for.
I mean, regular wrestling, right? I mean,
I mean, oil them up or something. Yeah,
put right.
A string instead of the,
Definitely not an MMA fan. Sorry.
Yeah. No. I mean, I enjoy. I can enjoy a good fight, but no, there's too much of the rolling on the ground, because it's not the homoerotic stuff. I don't care about that kind of stuff. It's just not entertaining. It's just two guys laying on the ground, like, trying to get a kidney punch in or a rib punch and whatever. Back to college football. Just before we came on to this, the American Conference announced their rules for the bands for the season. So I don't know if any of you guys saw that. I barely
saw band rules.
Yeah, the marching band. So the marching bands pretty much are going to be a very insignificant part of the game. It sounds like they're not going to do like the pregame or the halftime marches and everything. Their bands are going to be limited in size, probably much smaller than what they normally are. They'll be socially distanced when they sit in the stands to play. Away bands will not be allowed. A lot of the spirit squads will not be allowed on the field, stuff like that.
So they don't have football figured out, but they have band figured out.
Baby steps, Tim. Baby steps.
Let's focus on that band. They're the ones you got to take care of first,
well,
right?
But think about it, though. If you're not going to have fans in the stands, the band may be the only, like, sideline noise you have.
So then you can space them out and have all of them.
Right. But it's weird, though, that at least Georgia State Stadium, I would assume this is the same way to other stadiums, but Georgia State Stadium, they actually built out the bleachers for the band section to be specific for them to be able to hold their instruments, like the larger brass instruments and stuff like that. So if you start spreading them out too much, I don't know. Can you even hear a flutist that's like 3 sections away from you or something?
I have no idea.
Can you hear a flute when you're actually on the field from a band?
Yes.
Do they have flutes? Do they have clarinets and stuff like that? Does it really add anything? Is it really just the tubas and the trombones that really make the noise?
That's it. That's all you can hear.
Drums.
Definitely percussion, yeah.
Drums and trumpets.
No, but I think it kind of makes sense, the spirit squad's not being there, because you're really going to have a bunch of cheerleaders, like, holding up signs saying, like, go Panthers, and there's like no fans in the stands or whatever at all.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of pointless.
Part of the game.
I mean, I actually turned on, and I don't know what match it was, some soccer match from somewhere in the world, and they had all like the chants pumped in. It was actually kind of cool, even though there was 0 people in the stands. So I won't, I mean, I guess if they're, I don't know what the Sun Belt's going to do, but if they don't allow bands at all, hopefully they can record what they want to play, and then they can have all these.
That would be cool. Yeah, that'd be nice.
The Sun Belt's going to do absolutely nothing innovative whatsoever at all. They're going to follow along with whatever the SEC or other power, probably SEC. If they can afford to do whatever the SEC does, they're going to do that. Which maybe this is a time for us to be innovative and get like Ludacris up there, like spinning records and rapping during the game, and then Georgia Southern can just have like some sheep getting ravished or something. Whatever gets the guys going. Whatever.
I thought that was App State. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Well, they're goats. I was told.
Oh yeah, they are goats.
I was told very specifically by Georgia Southern fans to not make fun of Southern fans for being goat.
No, you gotta.
That's all App State, and I'm like, oh,
so call it Cousins Day.
Not because you don't do it, but because that's what App State is known for.
Well, that's App State, but Georgia Southern, you call it Cousins Day, and you give a free ticket to everyone's cousin, and then you don't have to bring the entertainment because they entertain each other.
What happens when you bring the wrong cousin or bring why'd you bring her? I thought you were with me.
That's Southern drama, man.
It is Southern drama.
I mean, I guess, I understand the AAC obviously not having the halftime show. I mean, if there's going to be no fans there anyway, who cares, right?
I guess, yeah.
Although it kind of be nice for them to play. I don't know. I mean, our entire band could probably socially distance on an entire field and just play a show, not march, right?
Yeah.
Is it not this year? Is it?
Or could they just do like a big square and keep moving everyone around?
Oh, do like the old snake game or nibbles game?
Like a snake game, yeah.
That'd be great. I like that.
Yeah, I'm down.
No, is it this year or is it next year that the Georgia State marching band's performing in the Rose Bowl parade?
I don't remember.
Next year?
2021, I think.
But I think they build up for that for a couple of years to get the band even larger.
Right.
To handle that. So it kind of stinks to start building a band up larger and then have a third of the band sitting in their dorms or at home not performing.
Next year. 2021. Yeah, okay, good.
Right, okay.
Don't want to be in this year's Rose Bowl.
What bowl? One, apparently. So, let's see what else we got. So Vegas came out with, or at least one Vegas book came out with their odds on which team will win the Sun Belt football championship.
We will.
So that's right.
You can put money on that. How much money are you putting on that?
Who else is putting up money?
$1. $1.
Would you put money down on this sports book that say Appalachian State wins the Sun Belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably would.
Then you are fools because it pays $.
What?
Damn.
If I know how to read sports stuff at all, which I probably don't, sports book stuff at all, I think for every $6 you put down, you get $5 back, so you lose $1 on it. It's 5 to 6 odds.
I don't want to lose money.
They don't have App State winning?
No, that's what they're basically saying is they're kind of guaranteeing. They're saying if you're going to put money down on App State, you're going to owe us money because
I see.
we think they're going to win.
No, well, I'm not interested in betting then. Where are we in this list?
We come in
pretty low.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth. And just like every ranking metric out there, we are next, right beside Georgia Southern. They're 5th in the chance. They're 16 to 1, and we are 25 to 1. So if I know what I'm talking about, which I don't, you put $100 on Georgia State and we win the championship, you get $2,500.
I bet that hurts their feelings a lot more than it hurts our feelings.
Right. We're fine.
Why do you think it hurts their feelings?
Because they think that they're number one.
Oh, yeah.
We know we know that we are not number one. We have a realistic view of our season. It's going to be a good season if we did that, that'd be amazing. But
of course, yeah, that'd be our best season ever. Yeah. They got App State first, Louisiana second, which
makes sense.
Which is fair. Then Arkansas State third, Troy fourth,
okay,
and then Southern fifth. So
that I think that makes sense. But Troy, I thought for the last 2 years hasn't been great, right?
No, they haven't been great, but they've been
better than us.
Better than us. Yeah. So they've not been great.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so do you guys gamble, or have you guys gambled on sports games?
I don't like putting money on stuff. I don't feel comfortable with it.
How about you, Tim?
You know what? I had fun kind of learning and playing craps in Vegas last time. It was a good time.
No, I meant betting.
Just gambling on sports? No, I don't do it. Well, that's not true. I take that back.
Yeah, there's always.
I don't do it a lot.
So you have done
it?
Yeah. Didn't go well for you, I take it?
No.
Well, so if there was a sports book, there's talk of Atlanta or Georgia getting one or two casinos. If there was a sports book in Atlanta, would you find yourself putting money on Georgia State or Falcons or other games?
Yeah, I would.
Well,
I think I would go.
We've traditionally covered the spread pretty well. I mean, I think last season was our poorest season yet in regards to that. But right. People like to think that we're going to suck worse than we do.
Well, our history has been that we suck pretty bad, but they always give us they'll say it's a 3-touchdown loss when it's only a 2-touchdown and a field goal loss.
That's right. So traditionally we do pretty well against the spread, though.
Something like this, though, if there was a 25-1 odds on Drew State winning the conference championship, we had a sports book here in Atlanta, I'd walk down there and put $100, and then because by the time the season's over, at $100, I don't remember that money anymore. And if at the end of the season I'm getting $2,500, that's
You
all right.
remember that, yeah, for sure.
But I know there's like online sports gambling you can do. I've looked at it a few times, and I am not smart enough to figure that out. Every website I go to says it's not allowed in your area, even though I have friends that do it every week.
Yeah, I feel like you probably should just not talk about this in a public place right now.
It's
Probably not.
or whatever. I mean, I'm not doing it, so
just-
apparently I'm trying. I'm trying to do it. I don't
Fine.
know enough about how to do it to make it work.
Look, you and me, we'll talk offline about whatever.
About all your gambling problems, David.
I would have a serious gambling problem if we had a casino in Atlanta. I would be down there way too much. Especially if it was like here in downtown Atlanta, I would be there way too often.
They
Easy.
put it.
Go watch.
They put it in a resolution today. I don't know if it passed, but it would be on the ballot in November if it passes.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
I had no idea that was getting that kind of thing on there. So, there was one thing that I noticed on this tweet about the sportsbook stuff, whatever. The only real responses to, because when you ever see a tweet about anything Sunbelt, there's not a lot of responses. But what we got was mostly people. It was Brett McMurphy that posted it out there, and it was half the people talking about how smart he was for referring to Ooh La La as Louisiana, and the other half saying that it's Lafayette, not Ooh La La. Like that's their big, like, the real GSU thing. Like, they have to argue about it on every single issue, but they're arguing with themselves because there's nobody else. Or I guess maybe it's not themselves. It's them versus the world. The world says you're Lafayette, and they say they're Louisiana. And
Right.
somebody posts like their style guide or their trademark stuff, whatever, and it's like the name of the school is Louisiana Lafayette, but their athletic name is Louisiana Raging Cajuns, which can be abbreviated to Louisiana. I'm like, no.
That's too hard to remember. I just go with Lala.
Ooh la la.
Uh,
Yeah,
Ooh
I've
la
never.
la.
Well, they want it too much, so I'll never give them credit for it. You know, you're Lafayette. Own it.
I mean, only because I don't respect them.
Also true. Like I said, I don't want to give them credit for anything whatsoever at all.
Yeah, if I had more respect for them, I'd probably just call them Louisiana. But Ooh La La is perfect, so you just do it. It's like Appy, right? I mean, and you know, people, they don't get offended when you say Appy. Nobody gets offended by that. They like
I
it.
think
They're-
Appy
they're
gets
good.
offended by that, actually.
I don't think App State people get offended by that.
If you're
Ah.
you are a fan of App State athletics, you should not get offended by anything. Your life is
That's
good.
right.
People could call you,
Nothing can offend you.
they could call you crappy state all day long, and all you're doing is laughing, looking at them.
Yeah.
Like,
They hear a Georgia State fans say Appy, and they're like, "Tell me about icing kickers. Let's talk about that."
exactly. So Appy's got no reason to complain about whatever anybody calls them. They can go ahead and point to their championships and their records. I didn't write it down to bring up today, but I think it's on the Sunbelt message board. Someone put together like the most lopsided conference matchups. And
We're in there for sure.
Yeah, and I think there's only like 5 of them, and 3 of them were App State. It's like App State is 6-0 over Georgia State. They're 6-0 over USA, and they're 8-0 over Louisiana Lafayette. And
Wow.
then and I think Southern was one of them, and then there was another. I think maybe Louisiana off of USA or something like that. But yeah, like App State has just come into the Sun Belt and controlled it. Like they've got no reason. Nobody in the Sun Belt can say anything to an App State fan, and that App State fan legitimately have a reason to get offended by it.
Yeah, their transition's been ridiculous. I just
Yeah.
don't even understand how they did what they did. Like,
Well,
you
they
know,
obviously were cheating. They're obviously
Right. We just haven't figured it out yet.
they got
NCAA
Belichick
will
on,
get
they
on
got,
it.
they got
If we-
Belichick on staff.
If we were allowed, if we had the balls to cheat the way they did, then we'd be doing just as well. But we're an upstanding, honest university with moral
We've got-
character.
Magnanimity, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that Curry used to say.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you got it, big guy.
Magnanimous.
I can't even think of it.
So yeah, so we
I can't. I'll let Ryan not say it right.
So we can agree that Ooh La La is what that school is called. App State sucks, and that's it.
Magnanimous.
Right?
That's it, right?
Magnanimous, yeah.
Yeah, but I was trying to change it. I was trying to like convert it to. Yeah.
All right.
Add some letters, switch it around.
All right. Ryan says that if you can hear the flute, you've not drinking enough beer. So.
All right.
I think if you can hear the flute, then it's a Georgia State game where there's not enough fans in the stands.
You can hear the flutes at Georgia State games.
Well, and John says we just need to ask our athletic director how App State transitioned so well.
You would think that.
Can you copy that?
Good.
Like, Charlie, do you have any idea what they're doing up there? Do you have any clue? Have you any insight into what App State does?
And like half our athletic department is App State people.
Charlie, what are you doing wrong this time that you did right last time?
Send your people to Georgia State, and then you can be a champion, I guess is what it is. Maybe this is the whole deal. Maybe they're all double agents. They were sent here to make us bad because they knew that otherwise we'd be champions. And so like, all right, now we're going to send Charlie and the rest of the app crew down to Atlanta, and they'll just like screw over the program, and we'll continue.
We'll be off.
Exactly. No, I don't think that at all. Charlie's done all right.
Yeah, he's been cool.
Yeah. So
the state of the Panthers, though, man, it's so good. I cannot help but read every single one from start to finish.
Yeah. So tell us about this one that came out this month here.
Well, I opened it and it said "Dear Panther fan" or something. It might not have even said that, and then I stopped reading because, well, it was boring. So there's that.
It started off with full disclosure. This was a part of this letter is what I sent out to our staff amongst the current situation in our country. And I read it, and I'm pretty sure that from the point that he said that to the last sentence, it was exactly what he sent out to the staff. There was nothing talking about the state of the Panthers. It was just how much, how important it is for the community to be supportive of all the players and all the people, despite race and religion and all that kind of stuff and everything. It was not a state of the Panthers.
All right.
Not really. We didn't learn anything about the Panthers in this one, but next time, it's just.
Well, hey,
I feel like
let's be real here. You guys make fun of me for not reading it, and then you talk about how none of them are ever about the state of the Panthers.
No, that's not true. I think they are, but it's too much. There's no reason for one to go out every single month.
All right.
Especially during
off season.
Especially in the summer during a pandemic.
Right. I think that, a quarterly state of the Panthers would be fine or something. I know that they're just trying to engage fans and get them interested, but there's just not enough going on. Even if there wasn't the pandemic right now, there's just not enough going on to really get super excited about it. If you did it
summer sports, yay.
Well, no, but even then, it's like, all right, we're in the middle of the season and like, we're doing good. Cool. Come back to me when you actually have a championship or something to talk about.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just
dropping the gauntlet.
No, because we do this every single week. So I'm giving crap about somebody doing something monthly when we do this every single week.
That's true.
But we are a fan thing, and they are, a marketing arm, a developmental arm of the whole thing. So my point is, I'm not saying not to do it every month, but I'm not surprised that there's not a lot to talk about every month. So.
Fair.
You can always do like a special edition if there is something to talk about. I mean, you could go to like quarterly, and then if there's something special, like, I don't know, we beat Tennessee, you can then release an edition or a special edition.
Maybe the state of the Panthers ends up being an annual thing, and then the athletic director sends out an update about the programs as it makes sense. It doesn't have to be called State of the Panthers every single month.
Sounds like a good idea for a big party, the State of the Panthers, right? Have it at the stadium.
Yeah.
State of Atlanta. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I'm all for it, So another thing I want to talk about. So one of the things that we have, in the pipeline, I don't know how far down the road, is an indoor practice facility, which honestly, when I heard that was in the conversation a couple of years ago, I'm like, Really? Like that's something we wanted. We need an indoor practice facility considering the state of our program. I
It's an
know
arms race. Gotta
well,
have
no,
one.
that, like, well, UGA, Mark Richt was like, bemoaning not having an indoor practice facility for so long. It's a hard word to say when you've been drinking. Indoor practice facility for so long. And I'm like, wow, we're actually wanting to put one of those together. But we saw that in the Summerhill video. They had it on there, the little fly-through rendering. But Memphis just released or opened up their indoor practice facility. It was pretty sharp. It was pretty, nice, big old warehouse with a football field inside of it. And it was only $11.2 million. I think that's not a lot of money.
I think the point in Georgia and what they said at UGA is it's like quite an investment for just not a lot of gain, right? Like there's not a lot of terrible days that in Georgia that you can't just go practice outside.
I mean, it's hot during the summer. I mean,
it's hot during football season for the first quarter of it.
Well, yeah, that includes as well, but kind of don't you want to be conditioned for those kind of hot days and stuff? And I get it if it's like a really bad thunderstorm, a hurricane coming through, whatever, you want to be able to practice and not lose that day. But yeah. Is it that big of a deal, really?
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Can we not just use Mercedes-Benz as our indoor practice facility?
It's just a huge investment, right? It's like tens of millions of dollars to get this thing done. And there are better things.
Memphis paid $11.2 million.
Well, that's what Memphis did. But we would have to, according to the plan, we'd have to tear a piece of,
a stadium.
What was Turner Field off and then build into there, right? Which I don't know what that
is that the plan? And I know that Tim mentioned that in a text earlier today. So that's what would have to happen. We'd have to tear down part of the
sure, yeah,
to have the space to do that. Well, that seems like it'd be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. just slightly.
That would probably cost more money.
Oh, so Ryan Reed says that he thinks it's $9 million to tear down the right field stands.
So $9 million. And then you toss it, and we would not need everything that Memphis had with theirs. So, say $10 million, maybe $9 million. So we're looking at under $20 million to do this. All we need is one lottery winner.
No, come on, man. That's just what could we spend $20 million on that is more useful?
Well, that's baseball stadium.
What is the priority? Obviously, basketball's happening, or we think it's happening.
I hope it's happening.
There's been no movement on that whatsoever.
Is baseball
whatsoever at all?
Is baseball the very next priority, or is it something else? I feel like
baseball or indoor practice facility.
Baseball.
No. I think there's other smaller projects that are between basketball and baseball. I don't know what they are, but I feel like there's probably a bunch of little stuff. I feel like baseball is way down the list.
Well, I know they were finishing up, converting the old practice facility for football for soccer, right? So I mean, I don't know if they work is ongoing.
I jog by there every day, and they have been working on that now for a little while. They've got it all set up though. I've seen the construction workers, so that is ongoing.
Well, I feel like Atlanta Construction finds the ability to take as long as possible to get things done, because my neighborhood's I've been here for 2 years now, and it's been under a lot of construction during that 2 years, and I've got houses that have been sitting there with framing for a year and nothing else happening. Do we actually have a lot of construction people in Atlanta, or are they migrant workers? And I don't mean that in a political kind of way. Do we have people that come through and only do so many things at a time? It feels like it takes forever to get anything built here.
I don't know. I have no idea the answer to that.
Well, it was not a legit question, so I wouldn't expect you to.
I mean, I think we have other sports to get on campus or close to campus. Obviously, we want to get baseball at some point, softball. We basically got to get out of Panthersville, all the sports.
Well, so soccer's coming over.
Yep.
Which leaves
soccer has a home, baseball has a home, softball doesn't have a home yet.
Softball has a home-ish. I think it was on one of Charlie Cobb's.
Is it south of the stadium or something?
His MS Paint rendering of where something was going to go or something. I don't know.
Read a world.
Exactly.
We need to get all the sports out of Panthersville, period.
It's gonna happen. So what do we do with that property once we're done with it? Can we like turn that into the next Atlantic Station, a big development that won't succeed? Oh.
I wouldn't. You're leading that with a no?
Well, it's like swampland. I don't think you can do anything with it at all.
Just a big park.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. Well, I think we're kind of pretty good so far. There's one update I wanted to go ahead and talk about for Ryan's sake is Scott Stoiber continues to update us on his ranking of.
Does he have 11 followers now?
No, he's still 10.
No.
Oh my
Holding
God, are you
strong.
kidding me?
He's still 10.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all I had to say was that he's still at 10 followers.
I think I've probably gained like 10 followers at least in the last week.
Well, you're on an award-winning podcast.
That's true. And that's all I talk about.
Yeah, and that award was given to us by us for being a podcast.
Wait, you gave yourself an award? Because I didn't see that. I'm kind of upset now that I didn't get this award.
I will tomorrow. I'll give it to.
Okay,
award
fair
tomorrow.
enough. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah, podcast of the pandemic.
Over taco.
Ah.
Yeah. So there are some stuff I want to talk. There are some things.
That's
yeah.
fine, man. You're only a host. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna close this down and go into last call. There, actually, unless there's anybody on Facebook that wants to say anything to us. Yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna be quick enough on this, and there's only it says 2 people watching. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, you're one of them, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're fine.
So it's
Throw us
like
out.
David, are you on there?
I'm on there as Save Atlanta. I don't think it counts. But wait to throw us under the bus on how many. For people that are listening or watching later on.
Oh no, I was talking in hundreds. There's only
There's 200 people.
Yeah. Because it's shorthand. It's shorthand.
Exactly.
We might not be able to get all to any of the questions, so we might have to wrap this up.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I want to talk about in last call is Charlotte rebranded their program, new logos and uniforms and everything. And I wanted to talk about it in the regular show, but I don't think that my opinion will go over well in a
Last call.
Can you share screens and stuff? Because I haven't seen this.
Yeah, we can see what we can do. We can figure
All right.
out. But yeah.
I saw it 20 minutes ago, and I didn't know what it was at first. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
Anyhow. So yeah, thanks Ryan. Thanks Tim for being
Absolutely.
here once again.
Yeah, definitely.
cheers, guys.
Thanks to everyone who has watched or listened to this, especially those of you that were doing it live with us on Facebook. We're going to head over to Last Call, where we will talk about this episode and whatever else, unfiltered, no holds barred, and this whole Charlotte rebranding, which may make Georgia State's marketing department look like geniuses. Yeah, you can find that on patreon.com/State of Atlanta. It's free to everybody on Friday. Available immediately to all of our patrons. So thanks everybody again, and go Panthers.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.